and we are underway for Season 4 of F1 in Australia.
This was not supposed to happen.
Yes.
Oh my god, let's go!
And I fucking got it!
And it's really a huge curveball in the championship. Thanks for coming, guys.
I've got a lot to say about that.
420 Mac Music hasn't put a foot wrong today, crosses the line and
that's
wins
it.
in Greece.
Drive wins!
What the?
This was honestly an amazing way to show our critics that we have the potential and that we'll definitely be up there.
And we're
There
off
it is.
and away for the Australian Grand Prix.
Let's power up.
Oh my god!
No!
Oh, we got our first crash of the day. Oh no, it's a brand start. Patrick Crew's out.
Dakar's champion!
Hang on a second. Dakar likes to make an announcement. Dakar, what is your announcement?
Retiree. Complete retirement.
When Dakar announced his retirement after Season 3, everybody believed that that was actually him retiring. And for a while it was, because we really didn't hear anything from him after the livery reveal. Until the craziest thing happened in Signing Proof on March 31st.
Cold Spark, one of the GT3 team owners, has DM'd me saying that he wanted to pay me to race. The first offer was $20 a race, then I made it to I got it to $40 a race.
That's $400 for the season! In racing in GT3, why would Dakar race in GT3? That makes no sense!
But then Shayek, he got the wind of it, so he decided to DM me, and they had some sort of bidding battle. Cold Spark finally ceded because he ran out of money.
I told him, hey, Dakar, 50 a race? You know what? Why don't we do it to 60 a race? I want Cole to know I'm serious. And then just like that, Brandstar had all the main driver it needed.
So I'm Dakar Chu, main driver for Brainstar Racing Team. So it all started off with during the off-season of Season 3. When I was a moderator, I had admin permissions into the League Hub place. I was wondering if I could do a no-hard stop in Japan, since I've seen that my tire wear was very low. So I went on with it and actually recorded the whole thing. And I posted a few screenshots. So yeah, the senior directors got the hang of it. So they were not going to give me anything for it, but when they knew that I was going to come back to F1 for next season, they just handed me the penalties. One of the other points was that I got caught doing 2 hot laps on Greece in the time span of 1 week. And the third one was because I tried to help Fexalan and the Fleet team do one of the trailers for their team.
He deserved it, I suppose. He got a lot of info that we didn't have. Well, thankfully it won't help him too much since Japan isn't on the calendar this season. But overall, I think it was something that, for him, probably didn't make a huge difference, because he won't get any quicker, can he? And for us, it was just unfortunate that he was carrying on that knowledge elsewhere. We have Patrick Currow and myself. Patrick was 3rd place in the championship last season, showed a lot of potential in his first full season. And I think together we can build off and pick up right where we started, win the championship, and then some. And I think it can be a fairly successful season for us.
I'm Patrick Currow 7 and I drive for Carrier Motorsports. So the reason I couldn't race at the start of the season is because I couldn't configure my brake pedals and my wheel to be on the same controller in the app I used to convert it into Roblox, because I got new Fanatec pedals, but I still have my G29 wheel.
Hey, I'm Project User. I drive for KR Racing. It's really unfortunate for Patre that he's having these controller issues, but I'm happy that I can try and move up and maybe get some good results with the team.
Here you can see the Red Star crossing the line, and there's a McLaren that slid out there as well, lost a wheel. Critical Noob in the McLaren, surprisingly, has actually just gone fastest with a 118.614. Oh, there's a massive crash on the main straight. That's why he couldn't finish his lap time. Only 14th and 15th for the ex-Ferrari team.
I'm Kaikero, team owner and main driver of KR Racing. The fictionalization of Ion teams, I thought it would be a better move to rebrand, make something new, and then something we can build off of in the future for us as a team and for Ion as a whole. And mainly the copyright issues, there's a few elements that are incorporated off of last season's Novena car and a tribute to the Ferrari car with the 3 red stars we have on it, and the amount of purple on the car, which I think matches the car pretty nicely with the new team's colors, which are blue. There's a lot of very good drivers on the grid now, even without Dakar. In 10 races, it's not a lot of time to act, so you really need to get things done soon. Otherwise, things can go very far south.
I think at the end of the day, this upcoming season of Iron Racing is going to be interesting at worst and incredible at best. You've got the most talented drivers in row racing battling head-to-head over countless series fighting for countless trophies. You know, a lot of people say it doesn't matter because it's online, or these battles aren't in real cars, but the biggest factor of racing still remains. It doesn't matter if you're physically or virtually driving around a racetrack. Once a driver gets into any type of car, they leave any type of garage. They do one thing only. They declare war, and they fight for victory.
And we're off and away in Australia.
Looks like the Aston Martin and the Audi are the best ones to get through those chicanes, and they're going to get into the front of the pack and get some sizable distance as well.
Professor Bloxer doing an absolute brilliant job holding this lead, but you can't count out 420 Merc Music, currently on the gearbox of the Aston Martin car. Let's have a look at how the KR cars are doing. Kai Kerry's managed to make his way up into P10, now into the points for that team. Deploy ERS on the exit of that corner there. Power Unit is currently P13. Probably not where he'll want to be in a top running team. Won the Constructors' Championship 3 times in a row, this team has, but obviously called Ferrari in season 1, 2 and 3. 137,000th of a second away from a win in Greece last season, so a very capable driver in front of you here.
I'm Professor Bloxer, main driver for Aston Martin Racing, and this is going to be my 4th season with the team and my 4th season in Ion.
Power Unit now up to P3, everybody, with the fastest lap of the race. Where's that come from? These 2 KR cars are now right on the back of the Aston Martins.
So KR is going to hold on to those tires for...
So Lomidday has gone to the mediums, but let's have a look what Fenenjaster comes in, but let's have a look what tyres Power Unit's going to go to. Power Unit's going to go to the hards, so they've gone to a medium hard strategy. I'm very surprised by that. If they wanted to go to hards at this point in the race, I would have suspected they started on softs with the number 7 car. And there's a KR that's gone off. Is that Power Unit?
What?
It is! Power Unit has DNF'd from the race!
Australia, I just made a mistake. That corner is the hardest corner on the track. It's absolutely incredible how difficult it is. You're approaching it almost 200 Ks, and then you have to get the apex is perfect. You can't go too far on the inside of that corner, but you can't go too far on the exit. So you're either going to oversteer or understeer unless you get the line perfect. And then I understeered. I went too far into the corner, braked too late, and then went onto the curb, spun, and that was my race. I couldn't save it from there.
He was fighting in the top positions. Unfortunately, had a bit of a mistake on the tire he didn't practice at all with. I absolutely have full hope in him and full trust that he can do the right thing, because he is a really good driver, as we saw in Australia.
You know, we all know the season opener is always going to be an interesting race. I mean, sure, the teams have seen the lineup and preparation by their rivals. They got little to no indication of the true pace until rubber really hits the track. And for some, it was far faster than others.
We did it! We did it!
Here we go, Kaikara!
There we fucking go, mate.
Come on,
GG.
Wins
the line.
in Australia, wins the first race of the season.
Finally!
609 days since the last win.
Finally we did it! Finally we did it. This took a fucking while. This isn't going as planned. Alex showed a lot of pace in the car, and we're happy to keep him. However, we really expected Patrick to be there, but he wasn't able to and won't be able to, for a while at least, and that is a little unfortunate. I do believe in Alex though, and it was just an unfortunate accident for him. However, for myself, I'm fairly happy I managed to win, and I think we're definitely still in this, but it won't be as easy as you might think.
When I saw Matt getting second in qualifying in Australia, I had all the proof I needed that he could be competitive with the right car. I'm confident that he has all he needs to hold his own through this whole season, as long as he continues his performance.
And there's a crash.
There's the crash.
It's Matt, it's Brandstar, they're out of the race.
Well, Matt was doing consistently well and doing some great racing during the first week at Australia. But that also made the sight of him crashing at the one time he needed to stay alive all the more horrible to watch. However, he's not a seasoned expert like Takara Kaikara, so crashes have to be expected and lessons to be learned. All we can really do is hope that he does better for the next race.
I think in Australia I could have won the race if we just had engineers, and if I just had the information about what tire he was running, I could have pushed the car more because I was really saving tires. I don't know. I guess in typical AMR fashion, we were kind of just left on our own in terms of this strategy. I just basically threw away the win.
Hello, I'm Infantry Airborne, and I'm the team boss of Aston Martin Racing. Personally, I'm not worried about the bottom 3 teams getting relegated or deleted because I know AMR is a strong brand and I know we're going to do well. Whether or not we finish as high as last season is up for question because there's a lot of good drivers, but I'm confident that we'll definitely stay top 5.
I'm probably known as Fernan, but my name is Fernando. Joined back in the middle of season 2. First team was Airborne Motorsports, and then it changed to Aston Martin.
That is East Sliders, the manager for the Zen Racing teams. He helps out Luca with the teams. So you're seeing him in that second position. He's been getting back into the F1 side of things.
And Lomid Day has gone into the wall, so that is not a time to be improved on, just lost one wheel.
Kakara finishing his lap, but I don't think it will amount to a better position. That is 2 yellows. He's going to stay in that position.
And they're off and away in Korea. Looks like a good start for one of the KRs in the back there, moving across straight onto the racing line. Professor Blotzer a bit slower to do so. Round turn 1, they still seem to be in the lead. And there's a big slide and there's a crash at the back. Who's that?
That's Professor Bloxer. He's already out of the race.
Professor Bloxer's out of the race.
So before the crash, I was feeling really confident. I think I had a poor start, so I couldn't really see around me because, all the cars, and it's really hard to see how exactly your tires are angled. So I kind of got unlucky with a bump. At the same time, I overcorrected. It was really disappointing.
When my teammate DNS, I feel quite bad. I always hope for a double top 5 result so we get decent points for the team. And I think through my head, I'm honestly not sure. It was a lot.
Lots of people going wide as we now rejoin the front pack. Real Miggy Coolidge is still in the lead of the race on this opening lap. What a frantic start it is. 2 purple sectors for 420 Merc Music. Now exiting the final corner, coming across the start-finishing line, and the fastest lap does go to the Audi very quickly. P2 is now shared by Critical Noob and Fernand. Them two are doing a very good job at sharing position so far this race.
Oh, there is a crash. That was Miggy. Miggy!
Real Miggy is out!
From pole position to a DNF in this race, that is...
Obviously, with 2 scoreless races, you do get a little bit concerned, but there's still a lot of racing left in hopes of turning it around and being able to score ourselves some points.
Why did they just all fucking flat out through there? Wow, the balls on them.
Matt goes into the pits. Are people going for inters already?
I think so, or maybe they're just realizing that they need to start getting that set up early due to the fact that we are now on 20% rain.
Matt just fucking spears into the pit lane, the balls on him again. Why does he dare do that?
With the rain weather, it's going to be interesting to see how strategies start changing.
Yes, that's Matt onto the inters. Who else pitted? Pretty much half the field. However, 420 Merc Music is chancing it out front.
There's a spin! It's an air rock! Oh, low midday, he's backwards! He's still intact, but he's going backwards off of that second turn, and he's gonna have to get so much time back.
And Jogsy spun!
That's an E-Spirit. Oh, that is another crash. Alex, the reserve driver from Brandstar, crashed out on that chicane at the beginning of DRS Zone 2.
Indominus Rex has come into the pits. Critical Noob, crucially, staying out on slick tyres. Are you a madman? But
Right,
Critical Noob, 10 seconds ahead of P2, which is Hilltecker on the inters.
Hilltecker is on P2 for Red Star?
Yeah.
Now that's something I didn't think I'd hear.
Oh, you're going to have to come in, Critical Noob. You're going to have to come in, and finally the McLaren does. He's going to be, oh my god, past P8 at least.
Hilltecker is now in the lead. First time ever I'm seeing a Red Star in front.
Oh, nobody would have expected that. Kaikara purple sector 3 on intermediate tyres.
Oh no, I don't think it's gonna last long. Red Star, you better hold on to it as long. Oh no, Kaikara!
Kaikara's sliding. Oh, it's so close for the Red Star. How long are Red Star gonna be in the lead of the Korean Grand Prix here at the Suwon International Circuit? Car number 28 versus car number 54. Oh, it's so close, but I do think Matt Yes has gotten into the lead by just 3/10. Hilltecker's now falling down for Red Star.
The chicane. Will the chicane cause anything? No, they're gonna go through that clean as butter. That is a special approach for both of those drivers. Oh, but E-Slider's starting to catch up. That it is! Matt just passed him!
Matt just passed him, but is it going to say so on the timings tower? All turns, all depends how they're going to go into sector 2. Oh,
he's going to hold it. So close. He's going to hold it. Oh, or maybe not. Oh, you know
but he takes the tighter line. Kaikara takes the wider line, but that turns it into the tighter line.
They're just neck and neck. There's nothing to be said.
It's so difficult to see, but Matt takes the lead by 0.4 of a second. It's just flipped out, and Kaikara is sliding.
In the grass.
I don't know why I did that. I kind of sort of cut that, and yeah. Dipshit ideas result with dead tires.
Jakara's gonna hold those tires. So is Matt. So is
Matt! Matt's
Matt's gonna crash!
Matt's out of the race!
Matt has crashed. He's out. Which means Kakara's gonna hold it.
I wasn't concerned about my performances because I've shown good pace at Australia and Korea. In Australia, I was constantly top 5 during the race. And Korea, I was fighting for the lead with Kaikara. So I think all I had to do was just improve my awareness, and better performance would come.
Seeing Matt crash out in Korea was like seeing a repeat of what went wrong in Australia. He was pushing the car to its limits and even keeping Kaikara on his toes until he lost control and hit the wall. And of course, we didn't have another driver like him, so that meant another race with no points. We weren't even pointless by the second race last season. Things were looking dim. And even though I can still expect Matt to have a race where he doesn't crash out, I have to put more of my dependency on Dakar now than I did before, if something doesn't happen soon. and here comes Kakera. Oh, taking it breezy. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Across the line. Taking P1, and then P2 is going to be East Sliders. Right behind him is going to be Ferdinand, and then Critical Noob taking P4.
There's Aston Martin, there's McLaren, and there is always Brandstar, which are low in the championship, but Dakar is coming in. And Matt is a really good driver. If he gets his luck facing the right way, it's going to go well for him. And it's going to go very bad for us.
My name is Critical Noob 321, and in the preseason I got hired to McLaren as the main driver. I'm pretty much the only driver who is getting high points consistently, but I'm sure the team is gonna find someone who can get just as many points as me, and we can climb the Constructors' Championship.
In F1, there is a fine line between success and failure. Those who keep themselves on the correct side of that line prevail. But the moment they become complacent, they slip below. Once again, proven in Korea and Australia, experience wins races.
Hello, I am 420 Merc Music.
I am Danchi Hayek,
and I drive for Audi Sport F1.
I am F1 driver for Audi Racing.
420 Merc Music hasn't put a foot wrong today, crosses the line and wins in Greece.